Welcome to another episode of the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report with Otis Kirk. I'm Will Montclair. Otis, we got 4 kids to get into today, and we're going to jump right into it. Starting with Mason Lunsford from Maryland, grad transfer. What are we hearing on
Yeah.
that end?
Uh, 6'7", 310, 305-pound offensive guard, played guard up there. You might think he's a tackle at 6'7", but he's been playing guard. From Maryland, one of the high schools there in Maryland, but that was his dream school to go to Maryland. He missed one game. He didn't start one game in the last 2 years there. But, they had an offensive coordinator there he's familiar with named Dan Enos. It's in Arkansas now. And so I would think Arkansas has a pretty good chance of getting this kid. He'll have 2 years of eligibility left. LSU just offered him the other day.
Oh, wow.
He's got several offers, different schools, Tulane, Louisville, Houston, Buffalo, Charlotte, schools, but the LSU and Arkansas are the two bigger SEC schools that have offered him. But this is a kid that's proven. I mean, he played in the Big Ten, started the last 2 years, legit player. And I think, Arkansas's got 9 scholarships remaining. I think they'll probably Sam's already said he wants to use one for an offensive lineman and another offensive lineman in addition to Joshua Braun. And so I think this kid has a very good chance of getting that scholarship. We'll see what happens. This dead period ends on this is the last week of the dead period. It'll start back on March 1st, the recruiting will. And so it's been kind of a slow month, but it's getting ready to pick up. And, it's just, but the portal, this kid entered it. And I've talked to some people that said they were surprised he entered it, Will. Because like I said, he's from a high school there in Maryland, and that was his dream school. But things happen over the course of 3 or 4 years. You change your mind, you get there and something's not like you think. There's changes. But anyway, with Dan having a tie to Maryland the last 2 years, coaching, being the offensive coordinator, he knows what this kid can do, and they offered him a scholarship, he and Cody Kendi. So, he's a good ball player, and we'll see if Arkansas gets him. I think they've got a legit shot at it, really do.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Let's switch it to a quarterback conversation now. A 4-star, Air Nolan, Georgia, 2024.
Yeah, I think, let's see, other than the Lunsford kid, all these kids are going to be 2024 we're talking about today. Okay, and they're all 4-stars. Okay, and they're all 4-stars.
All 2024, all 4-stars.
Yeah, Air Nolan, he's a lefty. Quarterback, Walker White committed to Auburn, so Arkansas is in the need for a quarterback in this class. 6'3", 195 out of Georgia. Passed for 4,095 yards. Get this, 55 touchdowns and 4 interceptions as a junior. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some he's Air Nolan. Yeah, his name fits his ball game. He rushed for 100.
What's high school football like in Georgia? That might be a stupid question, but what's high school football like in Georgia?
Oh, it's big time there. I mean,
bet.
that's, there's a reason Georgia's won 2 national championships. And I'm not saying they just do it on Georgia talent, but I mean, Georgia gets a lot of talent there. Georgia Tech gets up, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, other schools, Alabama goes in there and gets good talent. And there's still plenty left over. So, I mean, Clemson, South Carolina recruit Georgia. No, that's a loaded state, Will. It's not a Texas, maybe, or a California, but it's loaded. Yeah. And the good thing about Georgia is Arkansas has a lot of ties to that state. And once again, now Dan Enos is not from Georgia, but he recruited Air Nolan to Maryland. Now, Kendall Briles had offered Air before he left to Arkansas, but Dan was recruiting him from Maryland as well. So Arkansas, and the kid's left-handed. He's passed for 8,024 yards, 104 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions in his 3 years of high school football, counting his freshman year in varsity. Kid can play. He's going to visit pretty soon. He's going to take a visit. He's been here before. He's going to take a visit to Arkansas, an unofficial visit pretty soon, and we'll see how he likes it and how it goes and everything. And he's got a busy schedule coming up.
Yeah, it sounds like you might have a bunch of offers.
Yeah, he's got 30 plus offers. I just wrote down 30 plus offers. I mean, basically he can go where he wants to go. as can most of these kids we're talking about today. I mean, they're these high school kids that we're going to talk about, like I said, they're 4-stars, but not just 4-stars. They're legit players. And so, yeah, he's got over 30 offers and can pick and choose the college he wants to go to. Some people thought he might be leaning to Auburn, but that was before the coaching change and also before Walker White committed there. So Auburn's game with Walker, maybe Arkansas's game with Air. I mean, it's got to these kids know where the other quarterbacks are going because you try to stay away from where other
probably wouldn't be the best business
not
decision
trying to
there.
One quarterback's going to play for the most part, and so I don't think he's going to Auburn now. So Arkansas is probably in as good a shape as anyone. Well, it's going to be on the visits is what's going to determine him. But that's someone to watch. That's a name to watch. I've had a lot of people ask me since Walker left or Walker committed to Auburn. He hadn't left yet. They still go back and recruit him too. But I've had a lot of people ask me, where's Arkansas? What direction are they going at quarterback? And and then Dan came in, different coach than Kendall Browse. And I think Aaron Nolan's probably, if he's not at the top of the list, he's right there. And they've got a lot of other offers out to quarterbacks, but I really like the chances with Nolan, and I like his game. If you haven't watched his film, people, go watch his film. He'll impress you because he's a legit quarterback.
Yeah, I obviously don't have time to watch the film of everybody that we talk about, but that's probably going to be one that I go back and watch.
Yeah,
moving into Davis and Dotson. Texas, obviously 4-star, 2024. Otis mentioned that.
Yeah, from Duncanville, same school as Anthony Black on the football team, Jordan Crook on the football team. Arkansas's kind of got some talent there in Duncanville, like I said, with Crook and Black. This is a kid that will be here Saturday. I kind of hinted about the dead period was ending. There's going to be a prospect day on Saturday here in Fayetteville again. They had 3 in January, and Kadavian will be here. He's been here. I want to say he's been here 3 times. I could be wrong. This should be
trips.
I'm
right. Tell me I'm wrong. That's a lot of trips.
4th trip, Will, and I may be wrong. I'm trying to think back. I caught him last year when he came up, and I talked to him after his visit and everything. But I want to say this is his 4th trip. He's been to some games and stuff to Arkansas. But anyway, 4 big time safety, got 25 plus offers. Arkansas obviously is one of them. They've offered all these kids we're talking about, or I wouldn't be talking about them. But Dodson could play safety or corner. He's probably 6 foot 180. I really like that kid. He had told me at one time that Arkansas was right up there at the top of his list. Now that was last year when I talked to him.
Yeah,
and we'll see how it goes. There's been a lot of schools. I know LSU. Some people feel like LSU's in pretty good shape for him, but I don't know about that. I think Arkansas is fighting there with them. This new staff, he'll get to meet them. That's what's important, getting to meet Coach Wilson, Coach Woodson, and Coach Williams on Saturday. Because when he's been up here, there's been different secondary coaches, different defensive coordinators. This will be his first trip with the new staff, and so it's going to be very important. I like the Arkansas. I think he'll love Woodson, Wilson, and Williams. I think he'll love.
I'd probably agree with that.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he'll be here Saturday. Maybe we can catch him after he leaves here and get a report and talk about him maybe next Sunday. He's worth talking about a week or 2 in a row because he is a big time player. Like I say, he can play anywhere in the secondary. Probably going to be a safety, but he can play anywhere. He can play nickel, play corner, he play safety.
That's awesome. All right, so for everybody watching, we're going to circle back on that one next week. Moving into, shout out Pine Bluff. Courtney Crunchfield, wide receiver, 2024, 4-star.
Yeah, this is a kid, kind of interesting story. I was at a 7-on-7 a couple of years ago, and he was just a 9th grader playing 7-on-7 football at Benton, Arkansas. And I called into the show. It was on Sunday, and I did my show from the parking lot at Benton High School. And I said, there's a kid on Pine Bluff that I'm going to have a story about. And I did. But I said, this is one to watch. He came to a camp up here a couple of years ago to a camp, and I was actually gone that day. I had gone to a funeral in Pine Bluff. My lawyer friend had died, and we went to his funeral, and so I missed the day that Courtney was at camp, and I was surprised there wasn't much buzz about it when I got back. But it took schools a while to catch on there. but now he's up to 15 or more offers. Arkansas has obviously offered OU. I'm going to tell you, Will, he's about 6'2", 175. He's got Pine Bluff. He's one of the best basketball players on the team in the state. This kid's an athlete. I think he's a wide receiver, but he could also play defensive back for the in college if he wanted to. But I was proud when Arkansas offered him because I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's the type of kid you've got to try to keep in the state. And I mean, just he had 17 catches for 512 yards and 9 touchdowns last year. Had 30 tackles on defense. 2 interceptions, returned 1 for a touchdown. He's got, I want to say he's got 9 SEC offers: Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, Ole Miss, A&M, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt. And I know Oklahoma has offered him outside the SEC, but he's got a bunch of good. He's got other offers too, and but he's just got. Everybody's recruiting him. It just took a while for his recruiting to take off. It's longer than I thought it would. Because, like I said, I saw him play at 7-on-7, and that's not contact football. I get that, but I mean, I saw this kid. And I said, this is a difference maker. And it's I don't know. I guess I got lucky and saw something.
You get lucky sometimes.
That early, but he I knew he was going to be heavily recruited before he got out of there. Just took a while, but he's making up for lost time. And he come up here, and Arkansas offered him one of these days, and he was excited. And I'm proud for the kid. I'm really looking forward to seeing his growth. He's in the state basketball tournament, and like I say, he's a very good basketball player for the Zebras too at 6'2". But these are all good kids we talked about. They're good kids, good players. I haven't ever met Nolan in person. I haven't met Lunsford in person. I've met Dodson and Courtney in person, and they're both very good kids. So it's going to be interesting to see where all these kids go. We try to talk about the best. I can't talk about everybody in this time. We get a lot of here, but I try to talk about as many 4- and 5-star kids as I can, and others in the state that deserve it or outside the state. Like I said, some of these kids may not be rated that high, but they deserve the publicity. But these kids deserve it and are rated that way.
Yeah, hopefully Courtney chooses to stay home. Otis, we really appreciate you having you on, pal. You got anything else fun going on today?
No, just getting ready to watch the Lakers, man.
There we go. There we go. I was like, I wonder what he's got at 2:30. Otis, we appreciate you, man. And don't forget to
You knew what it was.
Oh, I didn't, but it makes a lot of sense now. I don't check the Lakers schedule every day, but Otis, we appreciate
you, man.
And don't forget to check back in and he's gone. All right. Thank you, everybody.